Hi everyone. This presentation is about audience and purpose in rhetorical situations. In your book and in another presentation, you've learned that every communication has an audience. I'm here to give you more nuanced information about that. There are two kinds of audiences, the intended audience and the rhetorical audience. The intended audience are the people who are likely to read your message, and that is determined by your subject matter, what you write about, and your writing genre, the type of writing you create, and where you publish. The rhetorical audience is the group within the intended audience who can be influenced by your message and have the power to make a change or action suggested by your writing. That last part is key. The rhetorical audience is the audience who can act on your message. Consider the Joker in Batman. When he spreads chaos on the city, who is his intended audience? Regular citizens. Okay, I've had some disagreement about this in class, but just go with this for a moment. The Joker's intended audience is the citizens of Gotham because he wants to create terror to draw out Batman. Batman is his rhetorical audience because Batman, among all of the citizens of Gotham, has the power to act on the Joker's communication. Let's look at a different example. This was an in-store and email flyer at Barnes & Noble, the bookstore, for their Harry Potter Magical Holiday Ball. In-store flyer, email message, Harry Potter. Who do you think was the intended audience? Yes, Barnes & Noble customers and Harry Potter fans. This message was distributed in-store and through email, their available means. So it would be distributed to shoppers and the store's email list, which people sign up for when they shop. That's the intended audience. But who would act on this message? Yeah, Harry Potter fans and their parents if they are young fans. These are the people who are willing to be persuaded. Barnes & Noble shoppers who don't like Harry Potter can't be persuaded, so they won't act on this message. Only the fans will be persuaded and act on the message, so they are the rhetorical audience. Let's look at another example. This is a billboard for Johnny's Lakeshore Jewelry in South Haven, Michigan. The billboard advertises custom-made rings that are designed by the customer. So, rings that are one of a kind. The intended audience will be motorists. It's a billboard, so it is a public message accessible to anyone who can see it from their car. But not everyone will be persuaded by this message. So, the rhetorical audience will be people who are shopping for jewelry, people who have disposable income, money left over paying all the bills. And the rhetorical audience will be a local audience in South Haven. Someone just passing through town is not going to act on this message because custom jewelry is not available for an impulse buy. Custom jewelry takes days or weeks to make, so you have to be in the area to design it and purchase it later. That's it for audiences. Let's talk about purpose. So the purpose for writing is your reason for writing. But the rhetorical purpose is more than that. Your rhetorical purpose is what you want to persuade the rhetorical audience to think or do. So, the purpose of an ad is to sell a product or brand, but the rhetorical purpose of an ad is to persuade the audience to believe something about that product or brand. Because you write to influence audience, turning an intended audience into a rhetorical audience, you need to think about the audience's nature and character, their power to act on the message, which includes their social standing, their level of influence in their community, and their sympathy towards your message, which is the extent to which they will believe you and are willing to be persuaded. Let's return to that Harry Potter Magical Ball flyer. The flyer advertises the party, but what is the rhetorical purpose, the thing that the flyer wants to persuade the audience to think or do? Its rhetorical purpose is to persuade Harry Potter fans, and maybe their parents, to attend the magical holiday ball. This rhetorical purpose shapes the message. The flyer contains few details because the people likely to act on the message will be inherently interested, so they'll be willing to go online and find out more information. But people who are not interested in Harry Potter will not be persuaded even if the message contains lots of information. And if you remember from the last presentation that rhetoric is the purposeful use of words and images, you'll notice how the visuals on this flyer work to persuade. Those hazy snowflakes evoke whimsical fun. Try to imagine the hard gray snow along Madison streets in February. That wouldn't persuade anyone to go to a holiday ball, would it? No. Gentle, whimsical snowflakes are so much more inviting. And then the billboard for Johnny's Lakeshore Jewelry. It advertises the store. Yeah. But its rhetorical purpose is to persuade the rhetorical audience to think of Johnny's Lakeshore Jewelry as a source for custom jewelry. This billboard tries to create an idea about the store. Again, the purpose and available means shape the message. Few details are included because a motorist cannot look at a billboard for more than a few seconds. Let's try this out. This is a Nike ad. We know because of the swoosh by the word run and the Nike slogan, "Just do it," hidden behind the word run. You see a runner running a trail at night, and the ad says, "My sport is your sport's punishment." So some coaches will make teams run laps if they mess up, right? That's what this refers to. I do for fun what you do for punishment. What is the rhetorical purpose here? And who is the rhetorical audience? Think about that, and when you're ready, read my answer on Blackboard.